send, and today you will be getting an email from the Ashok IT, and which will have all the previous sessions as well. And you will be getting a call from Ashok IT. You will get the payment details, like where to do the payment, etc. Okay. Yeah, whoever did not get an email, please put your email ID in the chat so that I can get it done. So the prerequisite for this course is to have the core Java knowledge. And the first class, this course has been started on 19th. So on 19th, we just looked at what is the importance of learning 8, 9, 11, because 8 is Java, Oracle has stopped the support for 8. So the next immediate support that Oracle will provide is 11. So that's the reason everyone is getting moved from 8 to 11. So learning 11 and 9 is also important, because all the applications are getting migrated to 11 nowadays. Okay. So you can go through the first video, which talks about the importance, why we are studying 8, 9, 11. Okay. And then at the same time, I've gone through the course content. So you can look at it like we are going to learn function interface, Lambda, streams, date optional class, date changes, concurrency API changes, string joiner, and then collection API improvements in Java 8. And then coming to the Java 9, so we are going to study all of this and with the programming. And in Java 11, these are the things. I'm not going into each and every detail because it is just a course content. It's already provided in the video. And coming to the timing of the class, every day morning 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Monday to Friday. And if there is a class on Saturday, I will let you know, guys, ahead of the time. And the duration of this course is between 35 to 40 days. Like we started on 19th April. So most probably we'll complete by the end of March. Like maximum we'll complete by in this week, 20 to 27. If not, we will try to complete by May 31st. And I'll be sharing the class notes, programs, interview questions, everything in the WhatsApp group and the portal. So if you wanted to enroll, so yeah, this is kind of an email that you get from an Ashok IT. In that today, whatever the email that you're getting, you will have all the sessions link, like 19, 20, 21, and 24. So we just completed the 4 demo classes. All the 4 demo classes video links will be provided. You can watch those videos any number of times. And if you are interested, you can do the payment of 4,000 rupees. And how to do the payment? These are the instructions you need to follow. You can do the payment. You can do the payment on this account. It can be an NEFT transfer or IFSC transfer, or if you have a Google Pay and would like to transfer through the Google Pay, you can use this number. Once you have done the transfer, take a screenshot and then send the screenshot to this email ID. Whenever you are sending, add your name, contact number, course code is 404 Java new features 8911, timing is 7:30 to 8:30, payment screenshot, whatever you have done. So send this information to this one. So this admin will verify these details and they will get back to you. Like they will provide you the response. And then immediately you will be added to the WhatsApp group. So whenever you complete this payment and then send it to them, so you will be considered as enrolled. Once you enrolled, you will be added to this WhatsApp group. So currently, earlier we used to have the Telegram group. Now we are using a WhatsApp group. So all the enrolled candidates will be added to the 04 new Java features WhatsApp group. So in this WhatsApp group, if you have any information you wanted me to give you, or you have any questions or anything, this is the medium for us to discuss. And then, so today is the last demo class. And from tomorrow onwards, the paid sessions will be starting and the Zoom link will modify. So if you enroll by today, you will get a new Zoom link. All of those will be getting a new Zoom link. And from tomorrow, you will be joining with a new Zoom link. Yeah. So far, any questions, anyone?
Karthik, one question. I know like a year ago, you used to email us like through WhatsApp. Now, is it going to be like in the website, the videos, or are you still going to send us?
Yeah. So for the videos, we are using one website called Teachable.
Yes.
So in the Teachable, it will be available, and the notes will be I'll be sharing the notes in the WhatsApp group as well as in the website. So you know the Ashok IT website, right?
Yeah, I do. I have videos.
Yeah, there is Ashok IT Tech website, right? In this website, the student login will be there. Once you log in with a student login, you can see what are the enrolled courses for you. In that, I'll be uploading the notes as well. So whichever is convenient to you, you can take it from there.
Okay, thank you.
So any questions on the enrollment part, anything? Okay. Okay, fine. So if no questions on the enrollment, look at for the email. If you have not, anyone have not received any like this email, enrollment email, please put your email IDs in the chat so that I'll get it done. Okay. So on the first day, we looked at what is the advantage of having a so this is about 19, and then 2021 we looked at what is the advantages of having a default methods and static methods. Default method will provide the backward compatibility. That means, so before Java 8, whenever you are writing you can only write the abstract method. If a class, there are 3 classes which are implementing one interface. And if you are if you are implementing a new abstract method in an interface, it has to be implemented in all the places. I mean, like in the 3 classes, you need to implement. So that means whether you like it or not, you need to implement in these classes. But whenever you go for a default method, you don't need to provide the implementation in the classes. The default methods will provide the backward compatibility, and static methods will provide the utility functions. And then we also have seen functional interface. Can someone tell me what is a functional interface?
An interface which has only one abstract method.
Yeah. A functional interface is something which can have only one abstract method, and it can have any number of default and any number of static methods. Okay. Now, why this is introduced, we have not discussed. Today we are going to discuss. Okay. Now, apart from this, we started looking at the Lambda expression. Okay. Can I write a Lambda expression for a class?
No.
No, we cannot write. We can write a Lambda expression only for a interface, right? Now let us quickly see how can we write a Lambda expression. So I have written one statement in the previous class about Lambda. Can someone tell me what is that statement? Lambda corresponds to? Lambda corresponds to an interface, specifically abstract method present in an interface. Am I right? Do you guys able to recollect? Yeah. Now
Yes.
let us write a Lambda for one of the interface. I am just creating an interface called test5. Okay. Now I am writing one abstract method called void show string s. If I have to write a Lambda expression for this interface, how can I do? Can someone quickly tell me? So whenever you're writing a variable, what do? Data type, variable name, value, correct? What is the meaning here? String is a variable which is holding the value called Karthik, and it's a type of string, correct? If I don't keep this one, compiler will throw the error because it does not know what type of variable. Similarly, Lambda expression we can write for an interface. So you need to tell that, see here, all these are interfaces. Test1, test2, test3, test4, test5. So whenever you're writing a Lambda expression, you can write a Lambda expression for an interface. So you need to tell compiler that which interface Lambda expression you are writing. If you're not telling, how does it know, correct? See, similarly, if you want to create a variable called s is holding Karthik, why are you using the data type called string? You wanted to say that it will accept the group of characters and it will have around 4 bytes or 5 bytes of memory, right? So that's the reason you are putting a data type, so that compiler will know that hey, this Karthik is creating a variable called S and it is holding the data called Karthik and it's of a type string. Right. Similarly, I wanted to write a Lambda expression for an interface. Now I have to tell compiler in an application, I can there can be any number of interface, right? Now I have to tell my compiler that which interface I am writing an abstract method, right? So that's the reason first we need to write interface name followed by some Lambda expression. Any name, like you can give the Lambda expression name as any name similar to the variable. Now using the Lambda expression, what am I doing? Whatever the abstract method is there, I am providing an implementation for this abstract method. If I don't use a Lambda expression, how do? You will create a class, implement this interface and override this method, right? So using the Lambda expression also, we are doing the same thing, right? So I want to override the method. So open bracket, close bracket, and then every statement in Java ends with a semicolon. Now, so here you are telling, so why is a Lambda expression? Now, how does the compiler will understand? See, you have mentioned the interface name. Look at the definition. Lambda corresponds to an interface, specifically abstract method present in an interface. So you are telling already the compiler that, hey, compiler, I'm writing a Lambda expression for test file. Then what compiler will do? It will go here and it will look at the abstract method. Currently, only one abstract method is there. We'll come to that multiple abstract methods later. Now, whenever there is only one abstract method, the compiler knows that you are writing an implementation for this method. So you don't need to mention the method name, return type, access modifier, done. So only thing that you need to do is between the arguments and the implementation. So whenever you take anything in Java, if you want to write a class, can I say you are opening a curly bracket? Yes. If you want to write a method, you are opening a curly bracket. That means you are providing some implementation, right? So in Lambda expression, these brackets are nothing but arguments and these brackets are nothing but implementation. And between the arguments and implementation, put an arrow mark. See, this itself is a Lambda expression. Now, do you need to put a data type? Not required, because it will look at the method signature in the interface and it will figure it out. And let me keep some h. Now, what is a h? H is a variable. Now, did I mention the data type? No. Then how it will resolve? It will go to this method, testify. What is the method name? Yeah, show. And what this show method is taking? String argument. So this h will be termed as a string argument. And I want to write some system.out.println. Any logic you want to write, whatever the logic you want to write, you can write in this one. So this itself is a Lambda expression. Now, once you have, without Java 8, what do? You create a class, implement an interface, and then call that, create an object, and then call the method. Now I have created a Lambda expression. I want to call. So now y.show, it will call the Lambda expression. I'm putting Karthik. So from this line number 58, immediately it will go to line number 55. Now let us quickly debug once and then we'll move on to the next topic. Debug as Java application. Look at here. This is a Lambda expression. So first it will not go internally. Look at here. See, it has come here. Now, whenever you say y.show, what is y? Y is a Lambda expression. Now you have written the implementation. This is the implementation. And how this implementation will be called? You need to call that method. So whenever I say y.show, what is this show? Show is abstract method present in an interface. Now, see, this is the implementation for that abstract method. Look at here. See, is it going inside the Lambda expression? Yes. And then it is printing. So this is how we can write a Lambda expression. And we have seen this one in the yesterday class. So does anyone has any questions so far? Does anyone has any questions so far? I take the silence as, yeah, no questions.
No, sir. No. We are clear. Yeah.
Yeah. Either, what about you? Since you're joining class?
I'm good. I'm following.
Yeah, fine.
Thanks.
So now let us continue. Now the important question is, so it is good. But if I am introducing one more abstract method here, what happens? Before letting know that, so how many abstract methods can I write in interface?
Any number.
Any
Any
number,
number.
correct?
Yeah.
We can write any number. So that means, for example, assume that I'm working in a project and with me, Sairaj and Aida and Ahmad. These are the other developers. We all are working in a same project and same company. So assume that Karthik has written this testify interface, and Karthik has written a Lambda expression like this. Okay, this is the development done by Karthik. Now, Aida does not know, for example, Aida is coming with a new requirement and she does not know that Karthik is using this interface in a Lambda expression. What she will do in this way, she wanted to write one more abstract method. Since it's an interface will accept any number of abstract methods. Can Aida write one more abstract method? Does she have any problem when she writes?
No, she can.
No, she can write, correct? Now, so do you see any compilation error in this interface?
No.
No. So now the problem, now let's come back here. So here, can I say in line number 54, I'm getting a compilation error. What is this? Can I say this is the Lambda expression that is written by Karthik? Yes. Why am I getting a compilation error? Now, whenever you look at the definition, Lambda corresponds to an interface, specifically abstract method present in an interface. Now, since Aida does not know that testify is a interface that is Karthik is using for a Lambda, now it has two abstract methods. Now you have written a implementation, right? See, whenever you're writing a Lambda expression means you are writing a implementation for an abstract method. Now, earlier testify is having only one abstract method, but now with the introduction of display method, the testify interface is having two abstract methods. Now the compiler will have an ambiguity, correct? Whether the Karthik has written a Lambda expression for this method or for this method, correct? Because whenever you're writing a Lambda expression, do you care about the method name?
No.
No. That means, can I say that even if I'm asking you, leave about the compiler, so if this is the case, interface has two abstract methods and I'm writing a Lambda expression. Can you guys guess for which method I have written a Lambda expression? You do not, correct? Because we do not have a method name and all. So the compiler, see, if there is a more than one abstract method and you're trying to write a Lambda, compiler has an ambiguity. Now, as a developer, what Karthik should do?
It is a parameter, right?
Even though if it is a parameter, let me write here parameter.
Okay. Here it has an ambiguity.
Both the method signatures are same, but still it does not know, correct? Yes or no? See, whenever you are implementing these two methods in a separate class, if you are creating a class and implementing, can I say in the show method, you will write some logic, in display method, you will write some different logic? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. But here, if I am writing only one logic. So how does it has to say that which method, correct? That is the ambiguity I am talking about. Now, in order to solve this issue, when Karthik is writing a Lambda expression, he has to make sure that no one should introduce one more abstract method. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. So now, see, since it is an interface, Aida is able to write an abstract method. But Karthik has to make sure that no one touches this interface, right? Now, you guys tell me with your knowledge of the previous classes, what is the way to allow only one abstract method in an interface?
Annotation use
Add
at the functional interface.
Yes. At the rate functional interface. If I'm putting this one, look at here. Do you see the compilation error in the interface itself?
Yes.
So when, for example, Sairaj or Aidar, Ahmad, anyone, if they are trying to write an interface abstract method in this interface, can they write now? No, because they will get a compilation error immediately. Look at here. So now you got to know why the functional interface has been introduced in Java now. Yes or no?
Yes, only one,
So,
right?
yeah. So whenever you are writing a Lambda expression, whenever you are writing a Lambda expression corresponds to an interface and specifically abstract method present in an interface. But generally, interface can allow any number of abstract methods. Then, if it is allowing then a developer will write it. But it will, wherever you have written a Lambda, it will throw the compilation error. So that means whenever a developer is writing a Lambda expression for an interface, he has to make sure that he should not allow more than one abstract method in that interface. What is the best way? Annotate the interface with the @functional interface annotation, so that any other developer cannot write more than one abstract method. So this is the reason why the functional interface has been introduced in Java. Any question in when we have multiple methods?
Sir, one doubt, like if I have multiple interfaces, means I have to create many.
I'll come to
interfaces,
that.
right?
Yes, I'll come to that. I'm going to next part that only. But whatever I have explained so far, no questions. Okay. Now, generally, let's see what type of a methods will be there. Okay. Now, can I say first one type will be return type is void and some method name. See, whenever you're writing a Lambda expression, do you care about method name? No.
No.
So I'm trying to write what are the different ways to write a method. Okay. Now, see, it is not taking anything. It is not returning anything. So can I say it is one method will take some Boolean, some method, and does not take anything. Now, can I say let us take some argument, string or int, any type of argument. Let me take object so that everything will come. Now, void you want to, instead of written Boolean, you want to written object and some method, and you're taking some object. That means you are accepting one argument object and then returning some object. Okay. Now, and some method, you don't want to take any argument, but you want to return something. Okay. Now, see the thing. See, can you write more than one return type in a method? Ganesh?
No.
No. But can you write more than one parameters can be multiple, correct?
Yes.
So if multiple parameters are there, that's different. Okay. I mean, like same kind of logic, but is there any other type of methods you can write? These are the general ways of right. See, you can take 2 arguments or 3 arguments or 4 arguments. So I am taking an object. So when I take an object, I can create an array, I can pass it, right? Apart from that, is there any other permutations and combinations? Ganesh, this will answer your question.
Mostly no, sir.
No, right? Now, the thing is, now the question is, whenever you're writing a Lambda, it's good. But the problem of Lambda is, so each Lambda has only one abstract method. So you will be thinking, sir, in my project, if I have to use a Lambda, I have to write n number of methods or n number of interfaces. But if you create these 5 interfaces, it will be solved. But this is also not required. This is also not required. So now, see, what is the first interface? This one, correct? Is it taking anything?
No.
Is it returning anything?
No.
Now, do we have one interface called runnable in Java, right?
Yes.
What does a runnable interface will take? What is the abstract method present in a runnable interface?
Run method. It won't take.
It's a void, right?
Yeah, does it take anything?
No, it won't take.
Does it return anything?
No.
No.
Oh, it's
Look
a
at here,
void.
they have annotated with the function interface. Now, if you want anything similar to this one, so then what you can do? Instead of creating an interface, can I say that you can write runnable R equal to like this, correct? Lambda
Yes.
expression.
Yes.
So that means this problem is resolved. Whenever I have a method similar to does not take anything, does not return anything, can I use this signature, this runnable interface?
Yes.
Okay. Now, For the remaining things, in order to solve these remaining problems, like what I'm trying to say is, you might be thinking that every Lambda corresponds to an interface. You have to create multiple interfaces. No, it is not required. So Java has created java.util.functions. So in Java 8, they have created a new package called function. So in this function, they have created different interfaces called predicate, consumer, supplier, and function. Now let us see what this will do. Okay. Now let me quickly go to the Control-Shift-T, predicate. I'm trying to show you the source code, guys. Look at here. What is the package name? Java.util.function. What is an interface name?
Predicate.
Now, what is it a functional interface?
Yes.
Now, can I write a Lambda expression for this?
Yes.
Now, so function interface means how many abstract methods will be there?
Only one method.
Yeah. So can I say this is the Lambda abstract method?
Yes.
Now, see here, we have some method. We have written one method. Look at here. Some method name, it is taking some object and returning Boolean, correct?
Yes.
Now, if this is my requirement in my project, if this is a requirement in my project, then do I need to see, is it similar to this one? Abstract method present in an interface, taking one argument and returning Boolean, correct? Here also taking one argument and returning Boolean. Now, can I say this will be replaced with a predicate? Yes or no?
Yes.
If I have to write a Lambda expression for this, for an interface which has an abstract method which takes one argument and returns Boolean. Now, do I need to create an interface?
Or we can use a predefined predicate interface.
Yeah, that means how can I write? Interface name. So it is accepting a what do you call generic? Okay, predicate. Predicate is a interface name. So did I create a predicate interface? No, I'm using the Java people has provided the predefined some functional interfaces to reduce your work. Correct? Now P equal to what is abstract method? Copy this and put it here. Open bracket, close bracket, semicolon. Do I need to this one? Not required. Here, arrow mark. Now, do you need to do capital T? Not required. Small t instead of T8. Now, can I write? Return false. Correct? Can I say this is my Lambda expression?
Yes.
So, do I need to create an interface for this now? Anything? Not required, right? Was there a question?
No, sir. You can
Okay.
go.
Now let's look at the other one. Some method, it is taking an object, but it does not return anything. So there is one more interface. Now let's look at here. Okay. See, these are the java.util.functions package. There are so many interfaces. You can look at all of this. Okay. Now let's see, there is something called consumer. See, consumer is also present in java.util.functions. Is it a functional interface?
Yes, it is a functional interface.
Let us see. It is having one abstract method called accept T and then return. What is this? Can I say this is similar to my method? It is taking some object and returning void. Correct? Yes or no? Now,
Yes,
whenever I'm getting a functionality like this, do I need to write a interface and then something? No. I can use a predefined interface called consumer. Correct? Agree?
Agree.
Yeah. Now let's look at what is the next one. Yeah, it is taking some object and returning some other object. Correct? Like some object. That means taking an object and returning an object. See, I have written a superclass of object. Can I take an int here? Can I take int integer? And can I take can I return employee? Yes, correct.
Yes.
When I say object, I can do anything because I have written a superclass. Now let us look at something called as a function. See, this is another function interface function. So it's also function interface. So it will have one abstract method, right? See, look at here. Apply method name is apply. It is taking one argument and returning some other argument. What is R? Look at here. Whenever you are writing an object itself, you are passing the generics. Whenever I'm passing a generics, if I pass the generics as a string and integer, then what does it mean? This method is taking a string and returning integer. Am I right, Ganesh?
Yes, sir.
So if this is a functionality, do I need to create a interface?
Not required.
I can use function.
Function.
Okay. Now let's look at something.
Okay. First of all,
Now next one is supplier. What does the method is taking? Supplier. It's a function interface. Look at here. There is a get method. Does it take anything?
No, it's not taking.
And it is
Return.
returning something. Whatever the generics that you have given, it is returning. Correct? Why they have used a generics? Because you can use your child objects also. Correct? Like you can use user defined objects also. So if you put a generics, you can do anything similar to the array list and all. So this one can be replaced with a supplier. Now in your project, do you need to create any more interfaces? Leave about if objects if there are two type of objects, two arguments, I'll come to that later. But do you need to create anything? Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, sir. Can you explain the function again? Function interface.
Okay.
How does it return? It's taking two objects and returning one.
Yes. Let me see. If you look at the signature, what does the signature is telling? Do you know what is this T, R? These are nothing but a generics, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What is this T? Is one object, correct? Where this T is taken, that means it's an argument, right?
Oh, okay.
And what is this R? It's a return type. Okay. Now, if I have to write a Lambda expression for this T, let's write. Now, see, I want to write a method similarly, which takes some string object. Okay. Input is a string and return type is, I want to give the return type as an integer. How can I do? Let us see. Interface name is function, correct? See, what is T is whenever for the first one is the input argument and the second one is the output argument. Input argument is string and integer. Now, do I need to worry about the abstract method?
No.
Directly, what I have to keep a argument open bracket, and the first I have to write. Now, how many parameters that the function method is taking? One parameter, correct?
Yes.
I can write anything, correct? What is this O? O is nothing but a string argument. Now, what it is returning? Return like this. Okay. Now, what does it mean? It is an integer. So I am returning. Now, if I want to call this one, can I say u1 dot? What is the abstract method name? Apply, correct?
Yes.
And then pass Karthik.
But we'll return 10.
Yeah. So instead of 10, you can write anything. See here, instead of integer, can I write employee?
Sure.
Yes, I can write. See, this is what this is what general object we'll be using in our project.
Got it. Yeah.
So any questions on this, anyone?
From my side, no. Thank you for the explanation.
Thank you. So can we call like under a Lambda expression, another Lambda expression?
I could not understand you.
Yeah, like we have it one function, like you are added in that return turn. Under that, we can add another Lambda expression.
Lambda expression inside a Lambda?
Yes. Is it
but what is the use case? Tell me. Tell me the use case. Can you write a method inside a method in Java? See, Lambda expression means what? Can you see you're writing you're overriding a method, correct?
Yeah.
So can you write a method inside a method like this? Inside this, can I write one more method in Java? See here, what is basically what is a Lambda expression? Can I say this is a implementation of a apply method, correct? See, for example, if the function is an interface in Java, what you will do? Generally, you will create a class, implement the interface, and then override the abstract application, override the apply method. Now, whenever you are overriding, this is the logic, whatever the blue color I have highlighted, you are writing. Now, what your question is, writing a Lambda inside a Lambda. That means you are writing one more Lambda here. Let us write this. See here, look at here. Is it possible or not? First of all, writing a Lambda inside a Lambda means writing a method inside a method, correct?
Yeah, we will
Yes.
have the anonymous classes, no?
Anonymous
that
in a
case.
class, leave it. That is different. I'll come to that.
Okay.
Okay, but see here, this, whatever you ask a question, can I say, if I have to go into the method, can I say like this? Show inside a method, correct? Is this possible, writing a method inside a method in Java? No. Hope you understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'll come to the anonymous in the class. Just wait for some more time. Okay. Okay. Now I'll give you some questions today. Can a function interface extend another function interface? That's the question. You can think about it and let me know. Can a functional interface extend another functional interface? Okay. So now let's continue. So now you guys know, do you need to create any of the interface newly in your project?
No.
No. That means
With
you
this
can use
predefined, we don't
now.
have
Yeah. Now,
a single parameter.
yeah, for single parameter. I'll come to the double parameter. For example, you have a double parameter. So that means, for example, you want to write, see, first of all, can I have a double parameter for supplier?
No.
No. No.
Because supplier itself is not taking any argument, right? Now, can I have a double, see, in this one, there may be a possibility of a test method taking 2 arguments, correct? Yes or no?
Yes, it might be the case.
So for that, there is an interface called by predicate. So there is another, you know, see, do you guys see one interface called by predicate?
Yes.
See, by
Those for
predicate,
the
what it is
two
taking? It
arguments.
is taking 2 arguments.
Parameters, yeah.
That means, see, if you look at the test method, it is taking 2 arguments and it is returning Boolean. If your requirement is to have the 2 arguments, then you can go for by predicate, right? Now the question comes, sir, if I have 3 arguments, what should I do? You can take the second argument as an array, right? See, generally, see, in your projects, if the number of arguments are incrementing, do you change the method signature every time? Do you change the method signature every time whenever there is an increment in the argument? No. You will generally create a class and you take the object, all the variables in that class, correct? For example, if I am writing a method called validate, this validate method is taking initially name and ID. Now tomorrow you are incrementing salary, and next other some identification number, some mobile number. Every time, do you guys will add the parameters like this to this method? If you are
No, we will
adding,
use
then it is not the right way, correct? Because you are not reusability. Okay. Now what do? You will write a validate method, and then you will take employee object, right? Employee. In this employee, you will create a class, employee class, and you will create a name variable, correct? String name, comma, int ID, mobile, int, and then you will create a setter getters, correct? Now, whatever the data you are passing, you will set the data to this method object, and then you will pass the data. So that even in future, you want to add one more argument. Where do you need to add? Do you need to change the signature? No. You just need to add a setter getters in the employee class and you will pass it, right? The same thing you can do it here. See, if you have one argument, you can use a predicate. If you have 2, see, what is a by predicate? That is also asked in an interview. By predicate is another predicate interface. The only difference is between predicate and by predicate is predicate abstract method is test, which takes 1 argument. By predicate takes 2 arguments. But what it is written? Boolean only. Now, similarly, we have a by consumer. By consumer. What does the by consumer will do? It takes 2 arguments and return nothing. By function. Similarly, same thing. It takes 2 arguments and return some other argument. But if you have 3 arguments, how do you do? Can I say you can create a user-defined object and pass it? Am I
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah. Is the by supplier is possible? Is the by supplier possible? What is meant by by? In by consumer, by function, by predicate, what is meant by by? Two, correct? So in supplier, is it possible to have a by? How do you define a by in predicate, interface, and consumer and the function? Depends on a number of arguments. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Now, but do you have an arguments in the supplier? Now, is it possible to have a by supplier?
We don't think if you have any parameter, we can go for predicate.
If it is a
function.
if it is a parameter, then it becomes some other interface, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So that means the by supplier is not possible. Why? Because supplier interface does not take any argument. So all other by predicate, by consumer, by function is possible because they are differing on the number of arguments, correct? But since the supplier is not taking any argument, so we don't have by supplier interface. Hope you understand.
Yes.
There are some other interfaces as well. So look at here. Double binary operator and all. These are all the function interfaces. There are each and everything they'll see. Here, whenever you say function, what is your, whenever you say, function, whether it's a function or by function, what are you returning? You are returning object type, correct? But if you want to return the primitive value, how can I do? Hope you understand, right? If I want to return the int, look at here. It is taking a primitive value. Let's see here. Sorry, my mistake. In the by function, what it is telling, by function or function, it is taking an object type. But if you want to use a primitive, then can I say if I can go to the int function, it is taking a primitive value. You can use function, or you can use int function also. Because if you are using a function, this int will be automatically converted into which data type? Capital integer, right? If you want to use specifically like a small int value only, then you can go for int function. What's the difference between a function and int function? The function is taking a object reference, but int function is taking a primitive value. So based on the differences, there are so many interfaces. So whatever you have to create in your project, they have ridden the problem by creating the functions package. Java.util. Java.util is already there. This function is a new package that is introduced in Java 8. Ganesh, hope your question is resolved now.
Yes, sir, I got it.
Yeah. Any questions, anyone? So far? Does it understood, guys?
Yes,
Do
sir.
I need to, do you want me to repeat anything, anyone? Yeah. Guys, everything is silent. So should I take it as a yes, no, what is?
Actually, in enterprises application development, so where we will use this functional interfaces intensively.
Anywhere, wherever you have this kind of
any use cases, you take a banking application or a payments application. So, just to give me a rough idea, at which use case, at which
okay, if
use
you
case,
want
no,
to,
we can,
if you want to do, for example, payment, okay?
correct.
So you will call what does the payment will take? Your one object. That object will, for example, if you're doing a payment of credit card, so it has to take credit card number, expiry, name, and then CVV, right? So you
Yes,
don't
amount,
take this
yeah.
as a, you don't take this as a, assume that you have created a credit card details one class. Inside this, all this setter getters. Then you will set the data. So that means you are accepting one argument. And what it has to return, what do you expect? Payment is fail or success, correct?
Yes,
Then can I say that Boolean?
correct.
So then at that time, So what is the method? Method name can be anything. You're taking one argument and you're expecting return type as a Boolean, correct? So then which interface you can go for? Can I say predicate?
Okay.
So predicate is an interface which takes one argument and returns Boolean. Now, whenever you are implementing similar to the payment gateway, okay. Now, what do? You wanted to write, see, you have a payment, one interface. You have created for payment gateway, you have created one interface. Okay, in that interface, you wanted to validate whether the payment has come or not. Okay, then how do you do generally? You will create a class, implement that payment interface, and then override the abstract method. Correct?
Okay. Got it.
Hope you are following me.
Yes. Got it.
Shall I write roughly so that you can write? I am not writing wantedly in Eclipse because I want you to try. Okay. So let me create one interface. Interface, credit, card, payment. Okay. Now what is abstract method? It has validate payment. Okay. Validate payment. And it is taking credit card details, data object. Okay. And it is returning Boolean. Now, if you have to implement, you do not know Java 8. What do you do? This is an interface. This is providing a specification. Then what do? You will create a class.
A class and we
test,
implement this.
Implements, and then implements credit card payment. So I'm just writing rough. Okay. Now validate payment and credit card data. And you will write here, let's take Boolean. And here the implementation you will write, you will call the third party API, correct?
Okay.
And then maybe it is a REST template or anything, correct? If it's a microservice communication, you will call REST template and all. If it is a similar one, you will call the API of third party and then you will return the value. Now, instead of this, now how do you call? You will create a main method, or from your application, you create an object of this test, correct? Test T equal to new test. And then what do? T dot validate payment, correct? Agree with me, Rajraj, till now?
Yeah, correct.
Now, if I see, since I know the Lambda, see, whatever this is the interface you have created, correct? So annotate with the functional interface, first of all. Correct? Done. Now, since it's a functional interface, do you need to write a class implementation and all?
Nothing.
Now, first of all, do you need, if this is your signature, do you need to create an interface itself? Not required, correct? So instead of credit card payment, how do you write? Credit card payment, there's an interface name, T equal to
predicate.
Some logic, correct?
Okay.
Now, instead, see here, what is the interface name you have written? Credit card payment. Do you even need to create this?
No.
Because, see, you are in the abstract method, you're not providing any implementation, but your abstract method is similar to the predicate abstract method, right? You don't worry about the method name. It is taking one object and returning Boolean. Then can I say you don't need to this? Directly you can use predicate. And in the predicate, what is the predicate object is taking? Generics. What is the generics you need to pass? Credit card data, correct? Credit card data, this is the object name. T equal to X, some object. What is this X? X is nothing but credit card data. Now here, in this arrow mark, whatever the logic you want to call the third party, you can call and then return, correct? True or false, based on the condition. Hope you understand now. Cyrus, are you
Yes,
there?
sir. Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay.
So here, I mean, in X, we are passing the credit card DTO, correct?
Here, you don't need to mention anything X. You can write here Karthik also. This is a variable name.
Okay.
Can I write variable name can be anything in Java?
Yes.
Now, what does this Karthik? It's a variable name. Okay. Now, what does the Karthik will hold? What is the generics you passed?
Credit card DTO.
Yeah, this TTO object. If I pass string, then Karthik is a, see, instead of Karthik, let me take, see, whenever you are writing a Lambda expression, you will just write a O or P something. What is a P? It's a P is a variable. But what kind of variable it is? Is it a string? Is it an integer? Or is it a long? Or is it a user-defined object? It depends on these generics, right?
Okay.
Now, if you look, how can I say that? Now, if you look at the predicate, what it is taking predicate? One generic object, correct? Here,
Correct.
you have passed that generic object. The t can be integer, it can be string. Now, if you look at here, whatever the t that you passed, the same thing is accepted in the arguments.
Correct.
Yes or no? That means, can I say the same thing? If you pass here credit card data DTO, can I say that your method also will take the credit card data DTO? If I say P means, what does it mean? Whatever you pass the generic, that P will nothing but that same data type. Hope you understand.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Any
Karthik,
other question?
when we have any single parameter to pass like test for predicate, can we avoid writing bracket or bracket is mandatory?
No,
when
this
calling?
is, you generics is mandatory.
No, not that one bracket. This normal
Yeah.
bracket.
No, okay. You can remove the get rid of this bracket also. If it is a single argument, let me show you. Lambda example. So here, I just wanted to return 10. This bracket is not required. This curly bracket is not required. This return statement is also not required because it's a single line argument, right? See,
Okay.
but see, the thing I will write, I habituated to write because, see, whenever what is the bracket generally in Java we take? For accepting arguments or parameters, right? And this one is implementation. So by looking at it, will be easy for me to understand that this is a Lambda expression, correct?
Correct.
So that is a habituate I followed, but you don't need to write a bracket also. But if you have two parameters, you need to write.
And there is no argument also, we should write, right?
Yes. If there is no argument also, you should write. Yes.
Okay.
So instead of having follow multiple things, better to write a bracket.
Okay, got it.
So any other questions, anyone?
Yeah, Karthik, one question. Yeah, in line number 63 for predicate. Okay, here we can remove variable T8.
No. Why? See, what is the predicate is taking? What is the predicate interface?
One argument it is taking. One argument it is taking.
You need to pass the argument, right? The argument. So this T8 is what? It's a variable.
Okay.
What it is holding? It is holding the string data. Correct?
Okay.
If you are removing, that means you are not accepting, you are not passing one argument. That means you are not following the method signature. So compilation error.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Karthik.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah, if we don't have any argument, then just we have to say that arrow mark and we have to give that implementation.
No, you have to pass the empty bracket.
Okay, empty bracket we have to give.
Yeah. So instead of having that confusions, always use the bracket. That's my suggestion.
Okay. Thank
you. Okay. So any other questions, guys? I hope it is interesting, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Were you able to write Lambda expressions?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if no question, that's all for today, guys. I thought of explaining what is the advantage of Lambda expression. Lambdas allow functional programming. But since the interest of time, we are already on top of time. So we'll discuss that advantages of Lambda expression in tomorrow class. Lambda allows functional programming. What is a functional programming? And then we also have another topic called Lambda can replace the anonymous inner class. So what is this anonymous inner class? How can I replace with a Lambda? What is a functional programming? What is a data programming, etc. I will be telling in the tomorrow class. And today will be the last day class. Right? So if you are interested, please do enroll.
Here the challenging is to remember all these Lambda, predefined Lambdas.
No, now since it is, I think you have heard first time. Am I right?
Yes.
Predicate. Yeah. So that's the thing. You are facing difficulty, but throughout this 35 to 40 days, Shankar. So you know my way of style teaching, right? So I'll be asking suddenly the questions on what is a function interface, etc. Right? So many times we'll be able to recollect these things, like what is a predicate, what does a predicate will take, So now your question is predicate means it takes one argument and returns Boolean. So remembering that might be difficult for you at this point of time, but you can look at yourself at the end of the course, it becomes easy. You don't need to remember. That means we'll be writing so many methods and so many stream programs. Whenever you're writing a stream program, you need to know whether should I use a predicate, whether should I use a function, whether should I use a consumer and all. How do you know? I'll be continuously repeating. So if you practice with me every day, then I can, like at the end of the same course, I will ask you the same question. Do you need to remember? You yourself will be answering that. But just you need to practice. That's it.
Yeah, that will be good. Good. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. So, was there any question, anyone? Aida, I hope you understood because today is your first class, right?
Yes, I'm following. Yeah, it will take me a little bit, but I'm following.
Okay, fine. Just go through the previous videos so that it makes sense.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. So if no class, if no question, that's all for today, guys. So if you are interested, guys, please do the enrollment. And
Sir, I
today,
please send me that enrollment process.
okay, can you take? Can you send me your email in the chat?
I already sent. Did you get that?
It's Ashna, that one only, right?
No, Boldar Naveen.
No, I did not get in the chat.
Oh.
Or else, like in the meantime, so I request you guys to take a screenshot of this, please. And you can do the payment and send an email. So let me make it maximize. Can you guys take a screenshot of this? And you can do the payment accordingly and you can send an email. You'll get to know the videos, guys. Don't worry. Not only these demo class videos, all the videos you'll get for 6 months. Okay. I'm there to help you guys if you have any problem. Like I may not be able to solve that, but I will be directing your questions to the admin and making sure that they'll fix it or they'll respond to you. Have you guys taken the screenshot who did not get an email, Naveen?
Yes.
Okay. So you can put your email in the chat as well. I'll make sure that you will get an email.
I sent to you. Did you get now?
Yes. I got now. Yeah, thanks. Sure, Ahmad, you will get the recordings today.
Sir, I did not get any email yet. Sorry for the late response. Can I put my email?
Yes. Please put your email.
Okay. Or can we have admin details for this course?
What admin details?
Like mobile number or something, email.
You wanted to call them?
Yeah.
Okay, let me share quickly. Okay, you just go to the Ashok IT Tech website. Okay, so there's an email, there's a number you can contact. Okay, and there is another number. Let me quickly look at. There is another number called 630. Let me look at quickly. There's a one number you can contact. Let me quickly look at it. Just give me a minute.
I think you can say that Ashok IT number is in this also.
Yeah. I'm just looking at it.
From which we were getting the WhatsApp updates.
Yeah, that is the one 999-852-96677, right? There is another number called 630. I'm just trying to find that. Yeah, got it. Yeah, I am just pinging in the chat. 63019210830. This is one number, or the number that displays on the Ashok IT website.
Yep. Thanks, Hardik.
Yeah, these numbers you can contact. You can talk, and then